Good morning, students. Hope you are doing good. Today we are starting with the topic effect of change of pressure. You all know that matter exists in three states, and these three states are solid, liquid, and gas. In previous videos, we have seen if we are increasing the temperature, we could change solid into liquid and liquid into gas, as we did in case of the melting of ice and vaporization of water. Here we will see how can we change the state by applying pressure. You all know that these three states of matter have certain arrangement of molecules in it. In case of solid, the molecules are very close to each other. In case of liquids, the molecules are having some space in between, whereas in gases, the molecules are very far. So if molecules are very far in gases and we are applying pressure, means we are bringing molecules close together. And in such a way, by applying pressure, we can change the state from gas to liquid and liquid to solid. You know that carbon dioxide, this is a gas, we know, and it is stored in a solid form, and this solid form is known as solid ice. So how carbon dioxide changes into the solid state? If at 1 atmosphere, if atmosphere pressure is 1 and the temperature is minus 78.5 degrees Celsius, then automatically carbon dioxide gas deposits to solid. It sublimes to solid. It doesn't get changed into the intermediate state, that is liquid. Directly it changes to solid. And the temperature, if more than minus 78.5 degree, this solid carbon dioxide directly changes to gaseous state. And this is known as dry ice. So if you hear the word solid ice or dry ice, means it is the solid form of carbon dioxide. So in this way, by applying pressure and reducing temperature, the state of matter can be changed. Now, we are covering the topic evaporation. Evaporation is a phenomena of change of a liquid into vapors at any temperature below its boiling point. Means water is changing into vapors without reaching to its boiling point. You all know that the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. So if without reaching that range, if the water changes to vapors, means the water is evaporated. Now see factors affecting evaporation. There are some factors which affect the rate of evaporation. If surface area is more, there will be increase in evaporation. The rate of evaporation will increase. If a decrease in humidity, you all know that atmosphere contains a vapor, steam, or you can say water vapors. But air can hold up to some extent this water vapor. So in case of more humidity, the evaporation rate will be less, and less humidity, evaporation rate will be more. Wind speed, if the wind is blowing fast, evaporation will be faster. An increase of temperature, if temperature is more, the rate of evaporation will be more. As you know that in hot weather, the clothes can dry up soon rather than a cold weather. So it directly indicates that the temperature affects the rate of evaporation. To understand about the surface area, you can take some example. Suppose you are keeping water in a bowl and in a dish, and you are keeping it in sun. You are just taking 10 ml water, and you will see which water in dish or in bowl, where the water will evaporate faster. You will see that in case of the dish, the water evaporates faster, which shows that if surface area is more, the evaporation will be more. in the case of humidity, you know that in rainy seasons, if the clothes are spread out, or you know that because of humidity, it takes time to dry up. But if humidity is less, means if the weather is dry, the clothes dry fast. In the same way, wind speed, if wind is blowing fast and your clothes are spreading, though there is no sun, even then the clothes will be drying easily. But if there is no wind, then the evaporation rate will be less. So in this way you can understand how does evaporation take place and what are the factors affecting evaporation. Boiling and evaporation, this question also sometimes asked in question paper. Compare about boiling and evaporation or write the differences in between these two. So you should understand that boiling is the bulk phenomena. Bulk phenomena means particles from the whole of the liquid can change into vapor state. Whereas evaporation is a surface phenomena, and in surface phenomena the particles from the surface only gain energy to convert into vapor state. So what happens when you are boiling water? You know that from the lower part of the water, which is near to heat or near to burner, you can say, the particles get heated, particles get energy and they move up, and from up the particles come down and take energy again. In this way the whole water takes heat, or you can say all molecules keep on moving and taking energy and can change into the vapor state. Whereas in case of evaporation, only from the surface, if suppose water is kept there, from the surface only the particles will gain energy to convert into the vapor state. So this is the difference in between the boiling and evaporation. Next is, how does evaporation causes cooling? You all know that if you are keeping the water in an open vessel, the liquid keeps on evaporating. So how does it happen? You know that particles of the liquid absorb energy from the surrounding, and when these particles are getting energy from the surrounding, then to regain energy lost during evaporation, this absorption of energy from the surroundings make the surrounding cool. You know that water is kept in an open vessel and water keeps on evaporating. Then energy is less in water at the time. Then the particles of this liquid or the water absorb energy from the surrounding to gain that energy which is lost during the evaporation. So this absorption of energy from the surrounding makes the surrounding cool, means the energy which is taken by liquid from surrounding, that keeps the surrounding cool. You know that one example you can give here, that suppose on your palm you are pouring 2-3 drops of acetone or the nail remover, you will feel cool. You might have experienced it. If you are using the nail remover, then if it comes on the skin, you feel cool. Why does you feel cool? Because it takes energy from your palm or from your skin and you feel cool. Means if it evaporates and then you feel cool. If evaporation takes place, means it causes cooling. You have to learn this properly, because such type of reasoning questions are asked in the question paper. There are many questions which can be asked on the basis of that evaporation causes cooling. So you should know, you should learn this principle. How does evaporation causes cooling? One more example is there. Suppose you know that sometimes the people sprinkle water on the roof in the hot weather to make it cool. So they sprinkle water, and because that water evaporates, when the water evaporates, then surface take energy, absorb energy, and the surrounding becomes cool. So this is the reason, or this is the cause behind sprinkling water in hot weather on the roof or outside the home. Thank you. Have a good day. Go through the chapter properly. Learn properly whatever topics are covered. The whole chapter is covered now. Only the question answers will be done. Thank you. Have a good day.